I was so in love with this person. Because when it was good, it was so good. You've never felt love like that. At least that's how it felt. So much. I felt like he recognized me and I recognized him, and there was just something there that was the love of my life. And he was. He was, but he was also this other thing. He was also this other thing. And that other thing was awful thing that would come out and take over, and it was, you couldn't see the Johnny I loved underneath it. It was this other thing. And no one told him, no one was honest with him, no one...
Tutto il mondo sta assistendo al processo tra Johnny Depp e la moglie Amber Heard. Per chi non lo avesse fatto, lo invitiamo a prendere visione del video con le traduzioni degli audio che incastrano l'attrice. Dopo aver visto i momenti salienti che riguardano la testimonianza e le prove di Johnny Depp, veniamo ad analizzare la testimonianza drammatica o drammaturgica di Amber Heard. Amber si ritrova sul banco degli imputati a raccontare o inventare, diranno molti, delle presunte violenze subite. Il primo video che vi proponiamo riguarda la prima volta che Johnny sarebbe stato violento con Amber. Mi ha preso a sberle, dice, ma vediamo il racconto dettagliato.
Do you remember the first time that he physically hit you?
Yes.
Please tell the jury about it.
It was it's seemingly so stupid, so insignificant. I will never forget it. It changed my life. I was sitting on the couch, and we were talking. We were having a normal conversation, just there was no fighting, no argument, nothing. And he was drinking, and I didn't realize at the time, but I think he was using cocaine because it was like there was a jar of cocaine out on the table. I realize that sounds weird, but it was like an actual vintage jar of it. But I didn't see him use it at the time, so I didn't really factor that in. I just, he's drinking and we're talking, and there's music playing, and he's smoking cigarettes, and we're sitting next to each other on the couch. And I asked him about the tattoo he has on his arm. And to me, it just looked like black marks. I didn't know what it said. It just looked like muddled, faded tattoo that was hard to read. And I said, what does it say? And he said it says wino. It says wino. And I didn't see that. I thought he was joking because it didn't look like it said that at all. And I laughed. It was that simple. I just laughed because I thought he was joking. And slapped me across the face. And I laughed. I laughed because I didn't know what else to do. I thought, this must be a joke. This must be a joke. Because I didn't know what was going on. I just stared at him, kind of laughing still, thinking that he was going to start laughing too to tell me it was a joke. But he didn't. He said, "You think it's so funny? You think it's funny, bitch. You think you're a funny bitch." And he slapped me again. Like, it was clear it wasn't a joke anymore. And I stopped laughing, but I didn't know what else to do. I didn't know what to do. You would think you would have a response, but I, as a woman, had never been hit like that.
Amber non indugia a ridicolizzare e svergognare Depp con racconti volti a mortificare l'ex marito.
You know, he'd pass out in his own vomit. He'd lose control of his body, he'd lose control, and everyone would clean up after him. I cleaned up after him. I mean, this man lost control of his bowels, and I cleaned up after him. His security cleaned up after him, changed his pants in front of me. He would pass out in his own sick. You know, and then he'd walk around saying he didn't have a problem. Until he did. Until he couldn't support it anymore, and he'd get clean and he'd get sober.
Ma quello che lascia scioccata la giuria e anche il pubblico che segue da tutto il mondo la vicenda è il racconto, seppur con molte incongruenze, che la Heard fa di quei giorni in Australia, dove avvenne l'ormai celebre evento del dito mozzato. Amber smentisce come prima cosa di avere a che fare con quell'incidente e inserisce nel racconto un nuovo episodio raccapricciante per chi lo sente. Johnny l'avrebbe penetrata con una bottiglia.
I'm on the countertop. It had me by the neck. And he felt like he was on top of me, and I'm looking at him in his eyes. And I don't see him anymore. I don't see him anymore. It wasn't him. It was black. I've never been so scared in my life. It was black. I couldn't see him. And he was looking at me, and I was trying to get through to him. I was trying to say to him in some way that it was me. I was trying to get through to Johnny, and I couldn't see him. I couldn't see him at all. And my head was bashing against the back of the bar, and I couldn't breathe. And I remember trying to get up, and I was slipping on the glass. My feet were slipping, my arms were slipping on the countertops, and I remember just trying to get up so I could breathe, so I could tell him that he was really hurting me. I didn't think he knew what he was doing. I don't know how... Sorry. I'm sorry. I couldn't breathe. Please. I don't. Please, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. I couldn't breathe. I couldn't get through to him. I couldn't get up. I couldn't get up. And I don't know how that ended. I don't know how. I don't know what happened next. I don't understand. God, the next thing I remember, I was bent over backwards on the bar, meaning my chest was up. I was staring at the blue lights, and my chest was on this, my back was on the countertops, and I thought he was punching me. I thought he was I'm sorry. God. He was, I felt this pressure. On my pubic bone, and he thought he was punching me. I just saw his arm. I could feel his arm moving, and it looked like he was punching me. But I could just feel this pressure. It was like it kept hitting me. It didn't feel pain. It was just a pressure on my pubic bone, and I don't know I don't remember what I said. I just remember being really still, not wanting to move. I remember looking around the room. I remember looking at all the broken bottles, broken glass. And I remember just not wanting to move because I didn't know if it was broken. I didn't know if the bottle that he had inside me was broken. I couldn't feel it. I couldn't feel it. I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel pain. I didn't feel anything. I didn't want it. I looked around and I saw so much broken glass that I didn't know if he would know. If he would know, I didn't know if he would know if it was broken or not. And I just remember thinking, please, God, please, I hope it's not broken. I don't know how that ended. I don't know how I got off the countertop.
Molti criticheranno l'attrice per aver a loro dire simulato il pianto, difatti dagli occhi di Amber non si vede nemmeno una lacrima. Inoltre altre incongruenze sono state prese in analisi. Amber porta sul banco delle prove numerose fotografie che descrivono la situazione della casa dove albergavano in Australia dopo quella folle notte. Amber è stata attenta a documentare ogni macchia di vino o di sangue presente nella casa ed ogni oggetto danneggiato, ma non avrebbe prove dei segni e dei lividi che dice di aver presentato in seguito alle violenze subite. Lei, che ha fotografato ogni graffio e minimo eritema cutaneo causato da presunte botte, non ha documentato una così efferata violenza? La Heard sostiene di essere piena di graffi e lividi dopo quella notte, ma di quello nessuna foto. Alcuni momenti chiave della sua deposizione confermerebbero il pensiero degli utenti che chiedono giustizia per Johnny, come quello in cui la Heard si ferma a favore di camera per permettere lo scatto di una fotografia che la ritrae in tutta la sua sofferenza, o quella in cui, vedendo Johnny, fa un passo all'indietro. Insomma, la Heard non è stata convincente nemmeno per il pubblico da casa. Tra pochi giorni inizierà il controinterrogatorio da parte degli avvocati di Depp. Iscriviti e attiva la campanella per non perdere il continuo.